Hello, it's Jay here again and welcome to another tutorial. In this lesson we're continuing on with the player GUI and we still need to get some more variables in place before we can continue on and fill out the rest of the script. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to create of type public and of type float, and we'll say underscore health bar length. We'll close the line off and we'll put it into the comments, and we'll just say length of health bar and we'll say drawn on screen. And that's exactly what it is. We'll use this variable when we come to tell the script for the maximum texture, let's say for our health, how long to draw that across the screen, and obviously it'll be the same for all the other stats as well. And again, we'll go through it when we fill out the rest of the script in more detail then. But I'm going to copy this 4 times, so 3, 4, and we're just going to go through and change the naming convention again. So hunger bar length and hydration bar length, stamina, and finally for battery. And again, if you're keeping the GUI from the flashlight script, you can just omit this line again. I'll bring the comments back into line and we'll just change the comment. So hunger, hydration, we'll just keep going for the stamina, and finally for the battery. And we'll come below here. Now we want to create of type public and of type bool. At this point I should point out that at a later date we will be able to make some of these variables private. This bool especially can be private when everything's complete and we're able to test. But for now I'm going to keep most of the things public, and in fact I'll probably keep all things public within this script until we've had a chance to test everything. But we'll give this a naming convention of display GUI. We'll close the line off and into the comments. We'll say define if display GUI is, we'll say enabled or not. And I'll go through why we are using this bool. We're going to create a switch in a later lesson that will allow us to switch the GUI on and off. So if we come back to the game, I know some people like the GUI displayed all the time. I know for immersion's sake people like the GUI to be able not to be visible on screen at certain points. So this is what reason why we create this bool. When we come to create the void on GUI function, it will basically, if this is false, the GUI will not be displayed. We press a button and it will become displayed. And with that said, I'll come inside the void start function and we'll say underscore display GUI and we'll say equal false. We'll close the line off and into the comments. So we'll say set display GUI to false on startup. Now that will mean when the game starts, obviously the GUI will not be displayed on screen. If you want your game to begin with the GUI displayed, that's absolutely fine. Just change this to true. That's all you need to do. And with that said, I think we'll create one more variable within this lesson, and it can be of type private this time. I think this may be the only one we'll have private for the time being, and we'll make it a vector2, and we'll say underscore texture size, and it's going to be equal to a new vector2, and we'll open and close brackets, we'll close the line off, and we'll come inside the brackets, and I'm going to set mine to a value of 150, 15, and we'll put this into the comments. And what this does, it defines the stats texture size, and we'll just save that off there. So we create a vector2 variable, give it a naming convention of underscore texture size. It's going to be equal to a new vector2, and if you don't understand vector2s, obviously there's plenty of documentation on the Unity website which I always suggest you read, but I think most of you will know what a vector2 is. And we're giving it a value of 150 by 15, and that's the size, the GUI for each bar, for the health, and hunger, hydration, is going to be on screen. Now I suggest you start with these values, but as always you will want to alter and experiment with these values until you find a set that suits your project the best. And whatever that value is, it will be different for each and every one of you. And again, if you are a little unsure of how this works, don't worry, we'll be going over it again in a later lesson as we create the GUI. So as I said, we'll make sure it's saved off, and I think we'll leave it here for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time, and until then, as always, bye for now.